views and opinions of this show do not reflect the views and opinions of Wiki Media or its affiliates. Wiki Media, changing the world you listen to. Any music featured on Wiki Media programs is used with the express written consent of the artist, owner, or distributor. Coming to you live from the Wiki Curiosity Studios in Knoxville, Tennessee, it's Behind the Screen Radio Show.
Exciting episode of the Cinephiles. I'm your host, Dan. Joining me in the studio tonight is the lovely Miss Angel.
Hello.
And Austin.
Man. The only way I can hear that noise is through your headphones, so I'm so glad I have good hearing.
Yeah. And joining us from his studio in the great state of Michigan is Alex.
Hello.
And you can join us as well. All you got to do is call in 718-664-9735. Again, 718-664-9735. That'll bring you into the studio with us. And you can talk to us about tonight's show, about last week's show, about anything that pretty much that you want. We are also live on Facebook on the Behind the Screen Facebook. So you can check us out there. You can also message us on the chat board, and we will respond, either on the air or on chat. Speaking of Facebook, go over to your search bar, type in Behind the Screen Radio Show. We press one that pops up. Click like, share, and follow. Kept up to date on everything going on in Behind the Screens world. Also, head on over to Curiosity Media's Facebook page. Give them a like, share, and follow. You kept up to date on everything that's going on all over Wiki Curiosity Media. From the Facebook page, you can access the website, www.wikicuriosity.wixsite.com/WC Media. It's a mouthful. Just click the link. On the Facebook page, on the website, on the website, you can access pictures, you can access blogs, you can access information about the shows, you can message us. You can also access every show that has been on every Wiki Curiosity platform, going back to the very beginning of each show. There will be new content added to the website here very shortly. We've got new content sitting in the works, so we just got to get it to our website manager and have him take care of that. We're also on iTunes. Just look up Wiki Curiosity. It'll bring up all of our shows. They are in alphabetical order, and they all go from oldest at the top to newest at the bottom of the respective show. So if you're looking for a specific show, it's in alphabetical order. If you're looking for a specific day, the newest ones are gonna be down at the bottom. I don't know why they do it like that, but that's why they do it. That's how they do it. We're also on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, Wiki Curiosity Media. Go check it out there. I have been a little behind on.
I can hear your vibrations like a tin can with a string. I can hear your vibrations through the headphones. No one else can hear you chewing, but I can.
Sorry, I won't do it anymore.
It's like a tin can with a string. That was so terrible.
I was choked on my food.
It was like secondhand reverberation. That was terrible. Oh my god. You just need, anytime you have a crouton, yell out crouton, and I'm going to take my headphones off.
This should make it right in the middle of a discussion. Crouton.
Oh my god. That was so terrible.
Miss Angel's looking at her salad over there like, my precious.
That was the worst feeling. Because there was no noise. It was just feeling. It was just, I
It
could
was
hear
literally probably coming across the...
like a tin can was turning, yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally just vibration. There was no chewing involved. But I knew what it was the problem. I could feel her chewing. I couldn't hear her. I could feel her chewing.
Oh, I thought hearing people chew was bad.
No, it was terrible. It was like wiggling my ears. I couldn't take that.
Oh. All right. So we did not have a show on Sunday. We were actually, honestly, upgrading the studio. We have some new upgrades. New microphones, a couple of new devices, new computers. So, yeah. So this should help us research and stream and all that. We're not doing it off of a laptop that was given to us by a school. These are actual computers that are designed for all of this. And
all we need now is sound dampening reverberation pads.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you, that's exactly what that noise is. Whenever we listen back to the shows and everything sounds like it's like you're far away.
Yeah.
It's because it's picking up your noise from far away, from across the room. So that's how you get rid of that.
Yeah. Or we get the little shields around the microphones and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, which we don't have.
No.
And they're both Omni mics, right?
Yes.
So
they are now.
They're picking up everything.
Yeah. So I changed over my mic from a monodirectional mic to an omnidirectional mic to see if that, because I've noticed in some of the playbacks that my voice actually seems far away while yours is actually crisp and clear, and I'm using a single mic.
It might be because you have it so far back. Or it might be because you have it backwards. Like it was facing us.
No,
it was a mono mic, but it was here.
No, I tried every direction and every possible way that I could set the mic, and it just wasn't picking up the way I wanted it to pick up. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that this mic does a lot better.
Yeah.
So.
You just wanted some retail therapy.
Yeah, and I need a little bit of that too.
Oh my God, you guys went to the store and he was like, I'll go to Walmart, but like, I might go other places. I might buy some stuff. She was like, what stuff? And then they left the door, and I was like, well, we need something. New trash can, that was mentioned earlier. Okay. Okay, your trash can. Then they bring back 2 fucking computers.
It was not me. Not even a little bit.
In my defense, I did do my research, and these are the best ones that I could find for the best price, and that were local, where I didn't have to drive all the way to downtown Knoxville.
He said that, but I almost had a heart attack when we bought them.
So, are these just, because these are these basically laptops? Because do they just have built-in CPU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no box. What the fuck did you get?
Where's my tower?
Yeah.
No, they're called all-in-ones, so it's basically a screen, a keyboard, and a mouse.
It's a plug-and-play.
Yeah.
Which doesn't allow us to, but you're going to do gaming on them. There's no room for RAM or
you can't
storage.
You can't really upgrade them.
No.
But I mean, they're.
But I mean, all of our stuff's online. It's all
Yeah.
streamed directly to the cloud. We don't need like room for it.
No.
Not yet.
No. But I mean, they are nice. They've got a lot of RAM. They've got a lot of hard drive space. So, I mean, they're perfect for what we need them for here in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And when the studio gets converted to my office, when I do homework, it's perfect for that.
Wait, this little dilly do. Is that camera?
This right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guessed it.
Yeah. It's a webcam that actually pops up.
I'm so electronically. I love electronics.
So we've got some other cool little toys that we were trying out last night. Not those kind of toys.
What did you have to say last night?
That was unnecessary.
Because it was funny and it makes people uncomfortable.
I brought home a choo-choo train.
No,
I was trying to see if the whistle works.
Toys for the studio that work perfect for a single mic, but don't exactly work for the separate mics right now, which is why we're still running out of the mixer. But I'm working on that.
I think we just need a better mixer.
I think we need a better mixer too, but
Ours is a type of mixer. It's not a streaming mixer though, is the problem. Streaming mixers are good.
it is.
No, it's just built for sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a simple mixer.
Yeah.
The
Streaming
mixer.
mixers have all the bells and whistles.
I don't need all the bells and whistles.
I would like all the bells and whistles because it's a pad right here, which means that I get to press the bells and whistles.
Well,
I get
then,
to make things go.
well, then you and I will look at mixers and we can find
Oh
one
no,
that
they're
we
like
can
$2,000.
No.
Okay, not today, sir. Not today.
When we start generating some revenue.
Yeah,
then
there's
we'll
like
start-
7 birthdays coming. We're not doing
They're
that.
like $2,000. They're not. They're like $700, but big price.
So, no, I already dumped a lot of money on the two computers for the studio, so.
That's
In
not
his
true.
car.
That's not true.
The
That was
rest
a
is
third.
mine to send.
That was 2/3 of the what you dumped, and you know that.
I mean,
I was talking to her about it, right? So I've written down the math for it, and I'll be honest, I'm completely right. Mine's a better option for price. But, you know, you can have your nice little water maker.
Yours is a better option for price for one person. Mine is a better option
You
for
can
price.
fill it up.
You know how many times a day I would have to fill that picture up? It would annoy the shit. This is a better option for me.
Which means that if you needed the same amount, it would be 5 gallons. And if 5 gallons last 3 days, then there'd be less still.
You're right.
I
I'm happy with
talked
it.
to her about it.
But
I did
it's
the
the
math,
one purchase that I have 0 regrets about.
right? Because you guys have your set price, so you're already starting at that set price. And I've started my set price. I'm probably $10 of the water bill a month, which means that's $10 a month. You guys are $6 every 3 days right now. We'll see if it improves. But it's $6 every 3 days, which means that's $60 a month. Right? Mine's $10 a month. Yours is $60 a month. Mine had a starting price of 10% of what your starting price was, which means that you would already start having to catch up to me at the beginning, and I haven't even spent money on mine yet. Mine is 10 filters every $20, which means that it's 1 filter $1, which means that I could get a year's supply for $20.
However,
You're too hot and cold water?
Yes, it's called a sink.
Here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, we are still saving money from what we were spending because the amount of water bottles that we were going through and garbage we were creating, the amount of money I was spending every couple days to go buy a couple cases of water that we would blow through.
And that's
This does work out
reason
better.
that I got the picture is because I was going through 8 bottles of water a day.
Yeah.
I did not feel good about it at all.
No.
It made me feel sloppier than my room.
Yeah, it just creates a lot of trash, and I think that we'll see an improvement in that at least.
I just got tired of seeing. And for those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about yet, and, you know, for Alex's sake too, so we bought one of those stand-up water coolers that you use the big 5-gallon jugs in. Although ours isn't on top, ours is actually a bottom.
Yeah, they bought a fancy.
Thank God.
So,
And I'm actually very happy with it because I have a 9-year-old who can't for the life of her finish a water bottle. And I was so tired of, every day I would go all around the house, I could probably pick up 10 water bottles a day.
Yeah.
And it was annoying the crap out of me.
not to mention, it's better for the environment, number one.
Yeah, it made me feel, because she was still using water bottles, even though I wasn't anymore, and it made me feel icky how many that I had to throw away
Yeah.
of hers.
Yeah.
She wouldn't finish one, she would just open a new one.
Yeah. It's just plastic that's everywhere. Plastic
And it's wasteful. We were
It is.
wasting water. I was the dog got clean water, but I was constantly having to pour out half a bottle.
Yeah.
And now
Now we just need to find a solution for Alex's tea.
Alex's tea, we'll just get another water cooler and a giant 5-gallon bucket of green tea.
I mean, I'm fine with
Costco's
that.
gotta have
I wonder
Costco's gotta have it.
I wonder if they do that. Somebody has to have a subscription-based program that does that.
That would be amazing.
The only
$1
problem.
million idea. Lipton, talk to us.
The problem is with that is how do you keep the lines clean? How do you keep it from?
You have to flush it. It's no different than an espresso machine. You would have to flush it every time you empty a thing. You would have to flush the lines.
Yeah. And I mean, if you want that much tea, then you're just going to have to deal with flushing lines.
Yeah.
Because there's no getting around that.
Well, we're just gonna start buying the big boxes of tea.
We'll just go to Costco.
Yeah.
Alex likes a certain kind, so we're going to have to talk to Lipton. Lipton, right? Is it Lipton or is it?
It is Lipton. It's
Evergreen
Lipton
Fields or
citrus.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Lipton citrus.
Yeah. We're gonna
Not my
have to Lipton.
favorite. That's why I'm okay when he drinks it, because I know I'm not gonna.
She's good.
I mean, I like green tea either way.
I like the honey and mint.
I don't like whenever it's exactly the ingredients for his drink, but whenever somebody else makes it, like somebody tries to make it homemade, because then it's ultra lemony.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why would that ever taste good?
No.
It tastes fine. It doesn't have that much citrus to it. But like somebody's like, if somebody wants sweet lemon tea, then they're like, let me just put in a whole fucking 5 lemons.
Right? It's lemonade, really, with a tea color. It's brown lemonade.
Yeah, like it's just not good.
Just lemonade and tea.
I've never been a fan of it. I'm not a lemon person though. I don't like citrusy stuff.
Yeah, but what I was probably using to get what my pitcher can right now, which is 3 servings of my 3 big cups, which is 24 ounces. Or yeah, because that's 3 cups. Yeah, so 24 ounces. I would have to drink 8.5 bottles a day. 8.5 plastic bottles of water that just get thrown away, because we don't do recycling around here, like a lot of places don't around here. So it's not okay.
Now I feel better about it.
Yeah.
The water bottles that we have are just backup.
Yeah.
And the water bottles and the water jugs that we use, we actually take back to the store. We get credit for it to buy another one.
Yeah.
And they recycle them. They wash them. They
Sanitize them.
They use them however they need to.
Yeah.
And then they refill them and send them back.
It's just like whenever I see those water bottles that are like, they say they're 100% recycled, but then you see the purification process that they have in them, and they're like 8-step purification. What factory does 8-step purification cleanly?
Yeah.
That's so much.
Yeah.
That's so much. How much purification do you need? Like, how shit is the water that you get it from that you need that much purification?
Right? Can you just go to the source? Give me some glacier water.
We're not going to have that soon, are we?
No. It'll be tepid. Tepid glacier water.
If you want the same glacier water from the glaciers in Greenland, you're just going to have to scoop it from Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
But
no.
there's humans in that water.
Yeah.
And oil.
There's humans in the water you drink. Don't even lie to yourself.
There's not humans in the water I drink.
Yeah, we get our water straight from the sewer. That's why they need 8-step purification.
I didn't say humans. I said Cubans, and they don't live in the sewer, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But we live in the sewers. Our shit is in the sewers. What's worse, the outside of the body or the inside? We're about to have a test.
You know what's even worse and why I don't drink tap water anymore is because when Dan and I were in high school, one of the most notorious field trips that we would take I think it was like sophomore or junior year, they would take us to the water purification center that was right there in town. And like it was right there in town enough that when you drove to school or drove by the school during the summer, you could smell the shit.
We're going to do a fun field trip.
It was the summer smell. And they would walk you through the whole factory, and you would see the shit tanks, the where they flatten it out and like sift it. And then, but now it comes over here, and I was like, no, you lost me at that. The giant vat of shit, we're done. I'm never drinking water from a tap again. Thank you.
I think mine's pretty cool.
That's why it's 8 steps of purification, okay? Because I saw where it starts.
Well, I mean, that's what I just said. Like, we get ours from sewer water. Like, we get shit water, and then they have the 8-step purification that shit.
Yeah.
Which is like...
You're still getting...
But, I mean, your tap's already doing, like, 5 of those steps, which means that mine's doing, like, the last 3.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in getting bottled water. Let's
I just
talk
drink
about
tea.
this. We're not going to talk about this.
I can't do it.
Whole show.
You just drink tap water?
Isn't Michigan's actually pretty good, though?
Oh.
No.
No?
No?
Do you know?
Have you seen Flint, Michigan,
Flint,
Austin?
Michigan. They're dying. The water kills them.
Well, that's Flint, Michigan.
That's
Literally on
everywhere
fire.
in Michigan. That's why I have well water.
Yeah.
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 But, like, did you ever notice that the people that brag about having the best water is because the reason they have the best tap water is because of the shit where they live. Like, New York has one of the best, or is it Chicago? One of those two has the best tap water, but it's because they're so overpopulated that if they didn't clean their tap water as much as they did, shit would just be coming through the sink.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, the day that I went to that field trip, I didn't touch, like, I did not drink I have not drank tap water since that day. I don't want to drink it out of a water fountain. I don't want to drink it out of my sink. I could be dying of dehydration, and it would be hard-pressed for me to open up the sink, fill up a glass, and drink it. I can't do it.
Yeah. There's a good balance in America for that shit, but if you're an underpopulated place, then you're not cleaning your water as much, because there's not much people drinking it, which means that they also have shit water. So you have to find the moderate in the middle choice. We don't have it. Our water is 50% calcium.
Our water is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I get the reports. Our water is horrible. I will stick with the giant jug that's being refrigerated and gives me ice cold goodness every time I want it.
Is it fluoride or fluorine?
Fluoride.
Fluoride. It's not just fluoride and chloride. It's like, it's shit that shouldn't be in your water.
Yeah, no, I'm not drinking it.
Like
it's like liquid gold here in this area because we pay out the ass more than anybody I know. Anybody. And
the reason
it
we
is
pay that is because of how
undrinkable.
much they have to clean it.
Yeah, it's undrinkable.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this place.
Yeah, we are literally like, our water is literally like 20% calcium.
Yeah.
Calcium shouldn't be in your water. We don't have egg factories around here. There's no reason that our water should be that high.
There's a lot of cows. Maybe it's the excess milk
Yeah, that's
coming
why
out
it's
the
like
udders.
50% methane as well.
the green, what is that? What is the new deal? The green deal. It's not going to happen here, guys. Sorry.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm assuming that I already wish it was a thing.
No, you don't.
No?
Or we'd end up like Texas with no power, and then when the power comes back on, I'm sorry, you owe us $10,000 for the last 3 days.
I mean, we would be fine. We would be like if everybody had clean energy, but everybody also had a generator for if that failed, everybody would be fine. Especially us. We have. This is a joke if any law enforcement are listening. We have MRAs.
Oh, we can own MREs?
No, you can't.
Technically
It's illegal.
No, it's not.
No, because you can buy them on Amazon.
If it's military meals ready to eat.
Well, my husband's in the military. We have MREs. We're fine. Ah.
Did you know that? It says right on it, not for commercial use.
This isn't commercial use. This is private.
Yeah, it means you can't sell it.
Yeah.
The people that are selling it on
No,
Amazon.
I could not go and make an MRE stand, like a lemonade stand, and sell it separately to people. I can buy it for consumption, but I can't buy it and resell it.
Yeah, that's what the people on Amazon are doing, though. This one, like, it's like you're buying a bootleg movie. Technically, you won't.
No, we didn't buy these on Amazon.
But the distributor would get in trouble.
Even if you are listening, we didn't buy ours on Amazon. They came to us from the government.
Oh, okay. I don't feel like it makes it better, but we'll say it makes it better. Anyways, if anybody wants to have a free $10 a box.
Yeah, listen, Dan.
Box.
Army.
Yeah, I want that.
Oh, yeah.
And the MRE.
Yeah, those things are
Those
expensive.
boxes are worth at least $200.
Yeah. Yep. But you got to figure.
There's
about
15,
maybe.
$10 for shit.
Here's the thing, though. If I was to open it and say we had no power and we were like literally living like in nomads or something, one of those MREs would probably literally feed me and at least the littles for a whole day. Because it's like 4,000, 5,000 calories per.
You can buy those types of food, though.
It's about 3,000 calories.
Either way,
it's
me and the
3,000
littles could totally
yeah.
eat one in a day and be fine.
Because it's a meal meant for you having 2 meals a day, right?
Yeah.
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 So you're talking about 3,000 calories per one because because whenever you go to training and stuff, you're working out and all that. So you're also
constantly moving.
you're burning
it
stuff.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love.
You're burning off at least half of those calories, if not 3/4 of them.
Now we have the
you need
old.
an athletic diet, which is 5,000 to 6,000 calories.
Well, so we have older MREs, not like old, but older, because they have new ones now. But there's this guy on TikTok. He's obviously in the military, or was, probably a veteran. Anyway, every Monday, he reviews a new MRE or a new
Probably
food.
a veteran. It turns out he was dishonorable.
But he will review like new MREs,
Wow.
and I love it.
Wow.
Because some of them, he will pull it out, and I'm like, oh, I know that one. That one is not good.
Yeah, did you know that, like, there's people that rate them, and
That's
the
like
rating system is shit. Because, like, there's people that have unanimously decided that the pizza one is the best one.
It probably is
I actually have not
Pizza and peach cobbler or whatever?
eaten the pizza one. I'll tell you which one's the best. I'll be completely blunt and honest.
Is it the chili mac?
No. The best one is the chicken chunk.
The what?
It's literally
chicken chunk?
Chicken chunk.
It comes with tortilla, doesn't it?
It comes with tortillas
Yeah, and cheese spread.
and cheese spread.
I'm so good at this.
And it comes with buffalo sauce, and it usually comes with like Skittles or something like that, or even the
That's
Tootsie
what I'm
Rolls.
talking about, though. That's like Taco Bell cheese, like.
Oh,
Yeah.
kind of. Like, it's
so
sticks to your
terrible for you.
ribs.
It is, but I mean it's still good. And
Because
the
I mean, they're meant for like, they were originally meant for like overseas, and so like, no matter where you put it in what light, even though it's really awesome idea, it's so shit for you.
I don't know.
Like, you should never live on that diet.
They have a new one right now that's like a chicken taco. But he reviewed it, so it's got the tortillas, and it's got the cheese sauce, and he always heats it. He does the whole thing, and he was like, man, like 9 out of 10.
Also, if you work in the military and you obtain those, and you were like, oh, I can do this. There's like 7 ways you could kill yourself with them. There's like so
You
many.
can make a bomb out of it.
you
Yeah.
can't make a bomb out of them anymore.
Aw,
Not
you
anymore.
guys ruin
They
everything.
changed the heating element in them.
Because everybody.
The soldiers were making bombs.
Yes, because it's
The
fun.
heating element, you could still accidentally poison yourself.
You
with
could.
it. Yeah.
Or burn yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Like they're scary.
Yeah.
Have you seen Russian MREs? Russian MREs give you a little plating thing. You put a little thing and balance it inside of it, and they give you a flint and steel to light it with it.
That's fucking scary.
I know it's scary looking. And then it's not burning. It's burning something that can stay lit in rain. So it's a flint and steel that lights
So
phosphate.
it's like flare shit.
Yeah, 100%.
High five for us eating up an entire half an hour. I didn't have to talk about myself once.
Yeah, it literally you light phosphate, and if you're not careful, it can tip over very easily on the thing they balance it on.
Well, I mean, the old MREs though, there were people that would do that shit like in a baby tent, basically, and fuck it up in some way, and then burn themselves and the whole goddamn tent. Because they were probably Marines. I mean, I'm not.
Scary.
Godfather, I'm
I
sorry.
said MREs,
But you know I'm right.
I said at the same time as her. I did say Marines. Scary.
Fun done created a whole bomb up in a tiny tent, and they were like, no. Culture, we're gonna have to change this shit because y'all are dumb. I almost said the word and I didn't.
She's about to become cancel culture.
She's about to cancel us.
But I didn't because we're live.
We're about to get Dr. Seuss.
Dr.
I'm surprised it took them so long.
Your
I've known
cousin
since I was like
Gilbert is actually going to kick your ass because he's like, Dr. Seuss is not getting canceled. Like 6 of his books are. But if you look at the books, there's a couple of them were like, oh, yeah, we should probably not read that.
Listen, okay.
But I Dr. Seuss, I don't care what any of you say.
Because I don't actually care. It's a book. It's not a person. But Dr. Seuss, I've known has been a racist since I was like 9. That's always been a thing in school.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
You still love you some green eggs and ham.
Exactly. What happened to Stephen King?
What?
The amount of books with racial and homophobic and like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It is a perfect example.
What?
It's because, okay.
That's silly.
The person that's read like 5 times, please explain it.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain.
Hold on, Alex is saying something.
What's that, Alex?
I heard Stephen King's books were like strange. I've never read them, but I've heard they have like weird and strange stuff, especially It.
Stephen King has the most intricately demented mind of almost anybody I have ever read.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna explain this real quick. I've read of Stephen King.
I have read all of Stephen King.
Yeah, well, except for some of his newer ones.
I haven't read like
I haven't read
Bag
anything.
of Bones.
I haven't read anything past Needful Things. I think.
Wasn't the Green Mile after Needful Things?
No, I think it was before Needful Things.
Okay, well I did read Needful Things.
Or anyway, I read both of them.
You haven't read all of them. You haven't read Dr. Sleep.
I meant up to that point,
Yeah.
like all of his original, earlier, it and all that.
Okay, but let's take a look at the time period that it was taking place, especially with the kids.
Yeah, he
The
did
time
keep it
period.
very much within
Yeah.
his time range.
The time period the time period in which at least the children's story was written was the 50s.
Yeah.
There was a lot of homophobia and racism in the 50s, and he put it in his book to
Keep it with the times.
number one, keep it with the times. Number two, make it authentic, and number three, in a way, bring his own unique style of awareness to it.
Yeah, but like,
Because when you read it, it's always in such a negative, violent context that you're like, holy shit, did that really happen?
Oh yeah, I mean
Like,
there are some
yeah,
really
that
horrible
really happened.
scenes, but at the same time, it's truthful. He was honest in his writing.
Yeah.
Maybe your generation, say, reads the original It book now. I read It 30-some years ago, okay?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
like-
been around a long time.
we act like things can't be outdated.
It's not that. What bothers me is these books were written for the time that they were set in. You can't be offended for keeping something truthful. Those things happened. They really happened.
So my
And
thing is-
reading it offends you, then don't read the damn book.
and I'm only going to say this because we do have to take a break.
Yeah, I don't think you should be like the book
Right.
should be taken off the
No.
shelves. I'm just like, we don't talk about it.
My issue.
He wasn't racist, though. It wasn't him. It was keeping with the culture and the time of the book.
Yeah. The issue that I'm having is that if people are so up in arms with the racial and homophobic scenes and depictions in the book It,
Yeah, I was about to say
People-
the movies. I don't have a problem with.
the
The original movie didn't even have anything really.
No,
They
the
were like-
original didn't, but
they were
But
like-
it kept with the book.
the new one did.
Yeah.
The new one did. But my issue is and I'm completely against cancel culture.
Oh, yeah.
I hate cancel culture. I think it's stupid because you're erasing history. But my issue is, why hasn't anybody said anything about Mark Twain?
I don't know, because I haven't heard anything about Mark Twain.
I know,
But
that's
have you
the
read
problem.
his book?
Have you read Huckleberry Finn?
No, but nobody has in years.
I
They don't-
read
they
you
don't-
Huckleberry Finn.
Actually, to be fair, they took Huckleberry Finn out of schools. You're not allowed to read it anymore in schools.
Right,
Oh,
but
that's gay.
that's school.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why.
What?
It's because of the
I feel
name
like that's
of the...
the only
of
place
the-
they read it, though, was in schools.
I read it, actually. I
Like,
had
nobody,
it.
nobody
Out of
sat down and was
school,
like,
nobody
you know
cares.
what, I'm going to read Huckleberry Finn today.
I literally did
Yeah.
that. Shut your mouth.
I did.
You're old.
But the issue...
I was talking to her.
The issue
You read
was
it.
because of the name of Huckleberry Finn's companion. Do you remember what it was?
Yes, don't say it.
I'm not.
Wait, no, it's Black Tom, isn't it?
No.
Okay, then don't
No.
say it.
Do you remember what it is?
Yeah.
You and
I was trying to remember what
I
it was.
can't remember.
I
Can't remember.
I
Okay,
remember
so
what
I'm
it
gonna-
is.
I'm gonna say it.
I read the book.
Why not say it? It's in a damn book.
Yeah,
God.
Literally the name of the guy is...
As long as you're not using the N-word, I will slap you.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's Nigger Jim.
Okay, let's not say that, though.
That is the name of the character, though.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, again, it was
That's why-
written for the
that's why-
time.
exactly.
We have to remember that those things happen, and our children should read those books. Why?
No, they
Because
shouldn't.
no, they absolutely should.
You can address it, but you shouldn't read it.
No, you should absolutely read it.
Okay, this is not... I
Okay.
love you.
Tuesday, we're doing this.
I love you, but this is not falling from grace.
Yeah, Tuesday, we're doing this.
We do have to take a break, and we do have to get on with the actual show.
God, I hate it because I know that it's just gonna be you and Hannah Green for 2 hours.
All right. Anyway, it is time for us to take a break. We will be right back.
That's why we have you.
Behind the screen, we'll be right back.
Too many people with their hearts set
Welcome back to Behind the Screen Radio Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. To the Cinephiles. If you'd like to call in and talk to us, you can dial 718-664-9735. Again, 718-664-9735, or you can message us on the live stream, and we will answer your questions. We did go a little over with the introduction.
Only by a couple
today,
minutes.
but
They're both out.
sort of about. So tonight we are continuing our movie versus movies. Tonight we're actually going into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We are talking about Iron Man 2 versus Thor: Dark World. Just like last week, Miss Angel is going to be our moderator.
I don't get an opinion?
Oh, you definitely get an opinion
Okay.
if you want to this week.
Because I love Marvel. I had zero interest last week.
Okay, well, Miss Angel is going to be joining us this week then.
Okay.
And as always, we're going to start off with everyone gets at least 5 minutes, or no more than 5 minutes, to say which movie they think is the best and why, and then we will get into discussing why we think the other movie is the worst.
Should we say what side we're on, so that we know, so that we can make sure that we're not all on the same side?
We'll see when we go through.
Yeah, but that's 15 minutes from now that we'll discover it.
It'll be all right. It'll make it interesting.
It doesn't.
So if you, okay, here we go. I'm going to, as a moderator, I'm taking a moment of
You're not the
control.
moderator.
You just said I was.
God damn it.
No, you said you wanted to be part of it.
But listen,
Okay.
so if I hold up my left hand, that would be Thor: Dark World. Okay? If I hold up my right hand,
There's an issue with that
right,
because we have somebody that can't see your hand.
right. If
Yeah.
you hold up your left hand,
It's our entire fucking
it's
audience.
Thor. If you hold up your right hand, it is Iron Man 2. So
I'm holding up my left foot.
I personally have my right hand up for Iron Man 2.
I've lifted up my right eye.
What are you?
I'm alrighty always.
Why did you fucking, why?
Can we
why
just
did
say
you-
the
why did
movie?
you say hands whenever we have to say the movie
Confusing.
anyway?
Okay.
I immediately forgot what he said. He said right hand for which movie, and then I heard right hand. I was like,
Okay,
what
Thor or
movie?
Iron Man? I say Iron Man.
So now we're back to my idea.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck all of you.
What is your vote?
Iron Man. For which, better or worse?
Better.
Better Iron Man.
Alex.
You're gonna be
I'm
Thor,
gonna
boy,
go
aren't you?
with Iron Man on this one. Well, I don't know. It just depends on.
What did you choose? You chose Iron Man. I knew it. Everybody was gonna think that Iron Man's better because.
Well, we can't do this
You know,
like
so if you,
You literally can't
if you
do this
break
like
it
last
down,
week.
each movie is better in like a different way. Like for me, Iron Man 2 is more entertaining, but
I would
I
beg to
think-
argue each one is worse in a different way, not better.
Okay, so we're gonna do the quick 5 minutes. You get no more than 5 minutes. You can do it one sentence, or you can do up to 5 minutes as to why you think your movie is better. Alex, we're gonna go with you first.
okay. So I think that Iron Man 2 was a better movie overall, but I kind of liked Thor: The Dark World because I like Thor as a superhero better. They both had lackluster villains, but I thought Thor: The Dark World kind of added more to the MCU because it expanded like on the Infinity Stone. Like I don't know, they were trying to get that red stuff out of Jane Foster. I don't know. I've seen the movie like twice. But yeah, overall, I think the costume design in Thor: The Dark World was much better. I don't know. Whenever I think of a better movie, I like to think about that sort of thing. Like not a lot of people think about that, but the costume design in that movie was pretty good. I thought Iron Man's suit was kind of lacking. Wasn't my favorite suit. War Machine was badass. War Machine was the best War Machine. I like the recasting of Don Cheadle as what's his name?
Brody.
Yeah, Rhodey.
Yeah.
I thought that was a welcome addition. I think that's what
we were
helps the
different
movie.
people.
Yeah.
Rhodey in the first movie was not Don Cheadle.
No, it was. Hold on.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, that's right.
Terrence Howard got into trouble. They were paying him.
Yeah.
That's
Literally, Terrence Howard and Robert Downey Jr. got into it, and Terrence Howard said, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Even though he's freaking Iron Man, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were upset because they weren't paying him more than Robert Downey Jr., who at the time had a
Why? Because
drug
he's
problem.
in what is that show?
Empire?
But at the time, he wasn't.
Yeah.
At the time, he wasn't.
He was totally in Empire. That thing has gone
Iron
forever.
Man 2?
No.
Iron Man 2 came out.
Well, either way,
Empire's a
literally
movie.
12 years ago.
either way, I will agree that he was a bad choice. Personally, I'm not a fan. He was a bad choice for Brody.
Yeah.
He was funny, but like he was.
Don Cheadle's way better though.
Yeah.
His
I
personality.
think Don Cheadle carries some of the Iron Man movies he's in. Well, I think in both of them. Him and Robert Downey Jr. carry those movies.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of boring and like, why would you do that sort of thing? Like, I don't know. They set up Justin Hammer in Iron Man 2 to be like the big bad guy, but in the end, it was Whiplash. Like, I hate when movies set up a character to be the villain, and then they're not the villain.
Villain
Like,
shaking bacon. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Justin Hammer, he's just such an annoyance, in my opinion. Like, he's not really a villain, he's just a Tony Stark wannabe. But,
I think that was supposed to be the point. He was supposed to be like a worse Tony Stark, but he gets the upper hand for a while.
All right, Austin, your turn.
Oh, man. I actually have an argument this week, but it's a less boring one. Or it's a more boring one.
Okay.
I actually have an argument,
I was
but
not
it's
trying to
more boring.
offend you.
the fight scenes are better in Thor the Dark World, I think.
Not to Alex's argument. I mean, like, my argument last week. I actually have one, but, like, it's Iron Man is better because Thor, to me, is boring. I watched the movie once. I legitimately tried to watch it twice whenever I was doing, I think, like a Thor marathon before Thor 3 came out. Didn't like it. Couldn't watch it all the way through. So I watched somebody else review it for a while. Like, I watched somebody explain to me the story so I could remember the story.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't sit down and watch the movie. That movie is boring as hell to me. Nothing happens for, like, a while of it. And it's dark and bleak. That's why I like Thor 3. It was refreshing. Because literally everything is colorful. But, like, that entire movie is so dark. I didn't even like Thor 1 that much, but I could understand why it was good. Like, because it's a setup movie, but we already had a couple other setup movies already. No, we already had Iron Man at that time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Iron Man already had a setup
Iron
movie.
Man 1 and 2, and then Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is Iron Man already had a setup movie.
Yeah.
So it was boring to watch another setup movie. But I understood why they were doing it. So I can enjoy Thor 1. Thor 2, to me, was just as boring, though, and it was its second movie. Iron Man kind of felt like it was flowing off of its first movie. And even though it's not one of the best Marvel movies, it just has way more fun scenes. And even though it doesn't have anything to do with the MCU, Alex is right. Thor definitely improved the MCU's story arc. But Iron Man was an Iron Man movie. It felt like an Iron Man movie. Thor felt like a filler movie.
Okay. Thank you. Your 5 minutes.
So, personally, okay, on a level, I agree with Austin because for me, and I love Thor, you know that. I love the movies, and I get why they did the second one because they had already started the story on Earth with him and the relationships that he had built. And I get that they needed to expand on that. And I actually really like those characters. Like, I love her dad. I think he's funny as hell.
Who?
Jane?
Jane Foster?
It's
Yeah.
not her dad.
It's not her
The
dad.
scientist that she works with.
Okay, well, I like him a lot.
Oh,
I think he's funny, and for me, like, he was one of the better characters in the movies, in both movies, 1 and 2. I enjoyed his character. I hate to say it, I wasn't a huge Jane fan. she was just a distraction. Thor doesn't need a love interest. It's weird.
Correct me if I'm wrong though. In Thor 2, wasn't his awesome character also running around in his underwear?
Yes.
Yeah. They made his character a fucking joke.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
and he was like brainwashed for part of it, wasn't he? No, that was an Avengers.
But it was.
No, that was Avengers.
Yeah. We'll talk about that here in a
But
minute.
it was entertaining. Like his character was entertaining and interesting. But I enjoyed Iron Man because I did think that, number one, we literally can see this. Granted, there's not a huge jump in 1 and 2 with Robert Downey Jr., but literally you can start to see the evolution of him as an actor again, from being cocky and kind of narcissistic and kind of an ass, which is what he was at the time, to falling into his character and taking on the role and beginning to really dive into being Iron Man. I enjoyed that. Yeah, his I will admit, when the racetrack, when he first meets Whiplash, and they throw him the case in that first suit up, like it kind of gave me chills. Like I love it. I thought it was super cool to watch. I wasn't a fan of Whiplash. I thought he was kind of a horrible villain.
Everybody does.
I hated it. I really did. And to be honest with you, I hate to say it, but who was that guy? I said it that night. No.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke is so old and broken. Like he didn't scare me. I didn't feel like he was a great villain.
Ivan?
Yeah. No, I thought the character was cool. I just think he's a shit villain.
I don't know. I didn't enjoy it I didn't enjoy him as a villain. I thought he wasn't scary. There are movies, definitely, even in the MCU, that stress me out just a little bit because I don't want him to win. I don't want anybody to get hurt or die. We've already seen people die. I don't want that to happen. I don't know. I loved Pepper.
Did you really go
Pepper? I did.
Really?
I love Pepper in that.
Jarvis calls for Peppa.
Yeah. In that movie, I loved her development because she was a bitch. Like, she was a badass. She stood her ground and did her thing, and her development from 1 to 2 was huge. I think that even though there were only small tie-ins for MCU, because we did see it happen, I think the character development from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2 was so much more in-depth, and it was way more entertaining to watch. Like, I enjoyed that movie far more than Thor, and I love Thor, but he was still young, and I felt like it was just, like, he wasn't Thor. He wasn't strong, and he wasn't a Viking warrior. Like, he was just kind of weird and
even in the third movie,
crushy.
He still felt stronger.
Yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to agree that Iron Man 2 was better, but I'm going to kind of go a different route. I'm going to disagree with you guys.
Of course you are.
Well, no, because I'm going to explain myself. I'm going to disagree on the evolution and the adding to the story arc of the overall MCU.
Okay. Can I pitch in something real quick though? Right? It's not an argument. It's not an argument.
Okay.
It's just I feel like we need to keep in mind though that Iron Man was the first person in these movies, which means that they hadn't even made the story arc yet. Thor is the 4th movie down the road, which means that obviously they have their.
Well, it's okay. So
I don't know how much of an argument.
I'm actually going to correct you because Thor's not Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
It's not the 4th movie. It's actually the 2nd movie in Phase 2.
Which, I mean, the 4th movie in the entire franchise.
No.
So is it further down the line?
Yeah.
Then it has. Then
yeah,
that's
it comes
still
after.
But
Iron
his
Man
argument,
3.
though, is that they had already had time to develop the further
that's
story.
why Thor actually adds to MCU stuff.
Okay, hold it. Let me have my 5 minutes.
Iron Man 2 is the 4th movie.
I'm just saying that if that's your argument.
Iron Man 2 is actually the 2nd.
That's what I'm saying. It's so early.
Hold on. Everybody else got their 5 minutes. Let me have my 5 minutes.
Okay, go.
Okay.
We're going to disagree.
I know we are. So Thor: The Dark World is literally the 2nd movie in Phase 2. whereas Iron Man 2 is the second movie in Phase 1. In Phase 1 is where we're starting to get introduced to the Avengers, and the culmination of Phase 1 is the Avengers movie. In Iron Man 2, we have so much more set up for the rest of the MCU because we have the addition of Natasha Romanoff, which is the Black Widow, who comes in.
Totally forgot about her for a second.
We have Nick Fury, who's introduced. We have Agent Coulson, as we all know, plays a huge important part in Avengers, and then later on in the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series.
Yeah.
We also have the introduction of War Machine. And we have Pepper Potts, who we see a huge character development in just one movie. And we see all of these characters that I just named that fully develop their story throughout the rest of the 10 years in the MCU. When we look at Thor: The Dark World, so my issue is that all of the Thor movies, you can literally take them out of the MCU. You can literally take them out of the MCU, and nothing would be affected. Literally nothing. The only thing that in the first one, the only thing is Thor getting his hammer and our introduction to Loki. And we actually didn't get introduced to Loki until Avengers. So it's just introducing Thor. Thor: The Dark World, the only introduction that we get into the MCU is the end credits. Is the post-credit scene where
the Collector?
Yeah, where we have the Collector and you have Sif and who was it? Volstagg take the ether to the Collector, and that's when they say 2 Infinity Stones. Throughout the movie, we're not really so in Phase 1 we're not introduced to Infinity Stones. No. We're not introduced to Infinity Stones.
And that'll be a part of my argument, so I'm going to let you talk.
Okay. Until the end of Thor: Dark World. So Dark World could literally be taken out of the MCU. Nothing else would be affected. The only part of Dark World that has anything to do with the MCU, hardcore, is in the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They go back to Greenwich to retrieve some of the technology.
What side are you arguing?
No, I'm saying Iron Man 2 is better because it does more for the development.
I thought you were going to argue Dark World.
No.
Okay.
I'm arguing Iron Man 2.
Before you started your statement, you said you were going to argue for Dark World, and then all it's been is
No, I'm going to argue with Iron Man 2, for Iron Man 2,
okay.
But I disagree with you that Thor added more to the MCU. You can literally take out Dark World out of the MCU, and it would not affect anything. If you took Iron Man 2
No, I think the reason that I like Iron Man movies is because you could take them out of the MCU.
But then you would take
Iron Man 2.
You wouldn't.
If you take Iron Man,
those characters could be in other movies. Is the thing. Is that those characters are in so many other movies that like you could literally take them out of the Iron Man series and they'd be fine.
Right.
Natasha in the first 2 is a secretary. She doesn't matter. They just put her in there as an Easter egg for later on. But my biggest argument for why I think Thor is such a shit movie is because you have this second movie ever made by the MCU. Right? You have, at this time, it wasn't even the MCU. The second movie made by Disney Marvel.
Iron Man 2.
At that time, it wasn't even called Phase 1 because they hadn't decided that yet. You can see so many early inconsistencies because they hadn't decided the universe yet.
Yeah.
That it makes sense that it has nothing to do with this larger universe. This is why it doesn't have anything to do with this larger universe, is because they hadn't planned that yet. But this is so early on that larger universe doesn't even matter. Which means that Thor shouldn't have an upper hand with having this shit. Because it's movies down the road, still shit, and they tried to have it do something to do with the story.
The thing is Iron Man 2 actually sets up characters.
It sets up characters, but any other movie could have done that. We see Nick Fury in almost every one.
Right, but it's Iron Man 2, because we see Nick Fury in Iron Man 1.
Mm-hmm. Like, the only scenes that he's in Iron Man 2, though, are where he's talking to Iron Man, though. He also talks to other people in other movies. If those movies were removed, his part would have still been played later on and still would have been a big picture part. Well, same thing with Natasha. Natasha's doesn't matter. She's a secretary in the first two. We find out that she's an agent. Cool. She has a cool fight scene. But that could have been removed, and she still would have been an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. later on, and she still would have helped them move forward.
Was Natasha even in Iron Man 1?
No, she was in Iron Man 2.
She was in Iron Man 1. She was a secretary in Iron Man 1.
Yeah, they did kind of set her up.
Yeah, and then she was a secretary / agent in the second one.
Yeah, that's when we found out that she was Natasha Romanoff.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, we find out she's Black Widow.
Yeah,
her name is Black Widow.
Yeah, so
right,
really, she doesn't do anything in these first two movies, and Iron Man 3 is later on after.
It's after Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first movie in phase 2.
She could literally be removed from those movies and still be Black Widow later on.
Right.
And Nick Fury in the first Avengers, that's actually whenever we figure out why he's doing all this.
Right.
So he'd still have that character.
But what I'm saying is that in Iron Man 2,
mm-hmm.
with the addition of these characters,
mm-hmm.
it sets up for Avengers.
That's what I'm saying, though.
It helps set.
Avengers still does a shit ton of setup, though. If we didn't have Iron Man 1 and 2, we would still have their setup in Avengers.
Right, but it wouldn't have been as coherent in the Avengers movie without the setup.
But if we didn't have Thor, and we didn't know where that gemstone came from, it wouldn't have been as cool of a gemstone to find with the Collector. Like, there's things that would make things would make things more lackluster if they were removed. But they still are good.
We actually get the story of the Infinity Stones later on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we don't need Thor.
Dark World is literally a movie that could have been taken completely out of the MCU.
So is Iron Man 2.
No.
Yeah.
You can say that about any MCU movie though, unless it's an Avengers.
You can say it about any.
No, I'm saying in its current form, unaltered.
Yeah.
Unaltered.
Yeah.
You take out Thor, Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
And the MCU timeline, phase 2, is not affected. If you take out Iron Man 2,
it also isn't affected.
It is, because you don't get the backstory of War Machine.
No.
You don't get the evolution.
In there. You don't get the backstory for all these characters, but there's still characters in there. It's
right.
the same thing with the stone.
But it helps.
You don't get no backstory for the stone, but the stone is still there. The stone's still with the Collector, but you don't get a backstory for it. These characters are still going to be in the Avengers, and if Iron Man 3 was Iron Man 1, it would be a bit confusing, but you'd still have War Machine. You'd still have War Machine in Civil War. Like, you wouldn't understand why he's such an attachment to Tony. But
that's why I'm saying you have to have Iron Man 2. None of the characters in Thor.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with Thor.
No.
You wouldn't know why it's with the Collector, but it wouldn't matter. It's the same thing with Civil War. You wouldn't know why he's so attached to Tony, but would it matter?
No, the thing is, if you look at Thor, Dark World,
mm-hmm.
none of those characters, except for Thor and Loki,
mm-hmm.
have anything else to do with the rest of the MCU.
Which, to be fair, those are two pretty big characters.
Right. But
I feel like there's only one of those
in
Iron Man, and it's Iron Man. Only one of those characters matters.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
War Machine.
Introduced in Civil War.
No.
Yeah. If he was just down the line, he wouldn't actually matter. His character doesn't matter. He's a cool character.
No, War Machine was in Age of Ultron, by the way. They could have totally set up War Machine in Age of Ultron, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying if you keep the movies the way they are.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying too.
Right, but if you take out Thor.
This is why I'm saying
Thor has no Thor does not set anything up for the rest of the MCU. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying the same thing
fighting
about
over an Infinity Stone, though.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah.
Whether it's mentioned to be an Infinity Stone, that Aura is an Infinity Stone. That's what he's fighting to protect. And then later on, we realize that that's like a huge part. So if you take out Thor: The Dark World, then you just have this random Infinity Stone that nobody knows like what's going on, and then they have to cram that into a future Avengers movie. But instead, now you know what happened to the Reality Stone.
Yeah, that's what they had to do with the Soul Stone. It didn't have any introduction, and then it was like, oh, it's on this planet. It's kind of stupid, but That's
Yeah,
an argument.
that's exactly what they did with the Soul Stone. Like, they couldn't figure out what movie to put it in, so they're like, fuck it, we'll just put it in Avengers Infinity War.
Mhm. And we're arguing the same thing here. I'm saying that it's an invalid argument to say that Thor could be completely replaceable because I think that Iron Man 2 could also be totally replaceable. If Iron Man came in the Avengers, that's fine. Same thing as the Stone coming in Guardians of the Galaxy with the Reality Stone.
The Reality Stone actually, so after the Dark World, it didn't surface again until
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, he said that he had multiple stones whenever they gave him the Power Stone. So we figured it out in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So we saw him after he retrieved because he.
Yeah, but if you're saying that the only thing that matters about Thor is that end credit scene, it's the exact same end credit scene in Guardians of the Galaxy. Because in Guardians of the Galaxy, they're like, here you go, Collector, and then he's like, oh, I already have one of these. And then boom, it's the same thing. Iron Man 2 is the same way where Nick Fury can come in Avengers, so can Black Widow. I'm going to be honest, War Machine doesn't actually matter. He's a side character. And then Iron Man could also come in Avengers. These movies don't actually matter, but they give us backstory.
Where was Rhodey in the first Avengers movie?
He wasn't.
No, but if you look at Civil War...
They could have introduced him there.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if we had introduced War Machine later on, like you're saying, the events that happened in Civil War would not have had as much of an impact.
That's what I'm saying. Neither of these would feel as impactful
because of the fact that Rhodey was, basically paralyzed.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have felt that. Oh shit!
It wouldn't be as impactful, but he still would have been in 2 other movies before Civil War because he was in Age of Ultron, and then he was also in another one. He was in Iron Man 3. There we go. Iron Man 3 was before Civil War.
Right.
So yeah, he's in 2 other movies.
I don't think he was in Iron Man 3.
He was definitely in Iron Man 3. He wasn't War Machine. He was Rhodey.
No, wasn't he in that movie? He was Iron Patriot. That's whenever he started Iron Patriot.
Yeah, but then the Iron Patriot kind of like flipped on him when he was used to kill the president.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
like
literally in most of these movies, he's either playing an accidental bad guy or he's a side character. I don't think him actually not being in Iron Man 1 or 2 would actually matter.
The thing is we actually get a better connection between Tony and Rhodey in Iron Man 2.
That's what I'm saying. It would be terrible to take it out, but if we took it out, it wouldn't matter. It's the same thing with the Soul Stone. Not having that backstory would be terrible.
Yeah.
Why would it matter so much that it's with the Collector?
The thing is, the other argument that I make about Thor: The Dark World is that literally, really none of the other characters in the movie affect the rest of the MCU.
That's what I'm also saying. If we get off the topic that we're on right now, I'm agreeing with you with everything else. I'm just saying that this argument is invalid because you can say it to both sides.
Well, no, because
with everything else with Thor, I completely agree.
Because there are characters in Iron Man 2 that continue through the MCU.
I'm saying that if you cut out Iron Man 2, though, those characters would still matter because there's like 7 movies that.
Right, but Iron Man 2 actually develops those characters more. What I'm saying is that in Thor: The Dark World, there's no characters.
Yeah, but now you switched it from characters from the stone. We're talking about the stone.
Okay. Yeah, but then you brought in the characters, so now.
No, it's characters versus stone because that's what you started with.
But I also talked about the characters because there was only 2 that really mattered.
Because if we talk about something that's not characters in Iron Man 2, there's shit all. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, the only thing that matters in Iron Man 2 is Rhodey, Pepper, and Tony. Those are the only characters that matter in Iron Man 2. Black Widow doesn't even matter in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
Was in Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's not even a character setup. It's just like, oh, she's there.
She was there for development.
Yeah,
it's character development. Whereas in Thor, there's no character development for the rest of the MCU.
I don't know. Losing your brother kind of.
And he also matters.
And your mom.
And technically, his stuff matters later on if you actually think about it, as much as they matter, because in the later movies we go back to Asgard multiple times. We go back in Thor 3. We go back in Infinity War. We go back in Endgame.
We don't go back to Asgard in Infinity War.
Yeah, they do.
It's destroyed. It's destroyed at the end of Ragnarok.
Oh, okay. Well, they go back in Endgame.
Yeah, but I mean that was kind of a pointless. I mean,
So is Iron Man 2. These are pointless movies. I'm saying that they're pointless movies. Thor has worse reasons for being a movie, but I'm saying that at the end of the day, they're both pointless movies because everything in them could be later on introduced without even having to affect the story.
I just think Iron Man 2 had more character development.
I do too.
Than Thor.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that. I'm just saying that the initial argument that we have for it is invalid. But every single other argument against Thor is totally valid.
Okay.
Everything else is shit.
Okay.
I'm just saying both of them could have as much of an impact on the story as they do as little.
I feel like the character development in Iron Man 2 kind of doesn't matter unless it's the three main characters.
Yeah, all we really get is
and, like,
that
they didn't really
Iron Man
develop
knows theory,
all that.
and then
They developed,
Iron Man
but
might marry Pepper.
Well, so in Iron Man 2, my thing is, in Iron Man 2, they developed Tony Stark's character way more than in any of the rest of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man 2 was Tony's. It was his epiphany.
No, I still disagree with that. He's less of an asshole in 2, but his epiphany to be selfless is in 3.
yeah.
So his epiphany to turn himself around is in 2 because he's dying.
Yeah. You see
He
his
has
actual
a crisis, but he doesn't really change
you see
after
his,
he finds out.
In 3. If he didn't have that change in 3, he would have never grabbed the Infinity Stones in Endgame and actually did what he did.
And I agree with you there. Watch out.
Sorry.
I will agree with you there. I'm saying in Iron Man 2, this is where he realizes that he has to be more than just a playboy billionaire that he's been.
And that's why you would need all 3 movies. I'm just saying, though, for the MCU, the 2 first movies don't exactly matter. Because then you could just set him up as a good guy in 3. So character development-wise, you need all 3. MCU timeline, you only need 1.
Right.
I think that's with any of the standalone films. Honestly.
I mean, yeah, Captain America was a good guy from the beginning. We would fight no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've still never seen Winter Soldier, though. Not once. That's why I can't
I
say
like
it's a shitty
Winter
movie.
Soldier.
Because I feel like a lot of sequels aren't great, but like
I actually like
apparently people like Winter
Because
Soldier.
it did develop Buddy's role.
I don't know.
Was that his name?
That was his nickname.
Bucky.
Yeah. Bucky. It developed his role.
Buddy, though?
No.
And his relationship
Yeah, that was his
with
name.
Captain America, like that was a huge portion of it.
Yeah.
So I actually really like that movie.
I'm thinking of fucking Incredibles.
Winter Soldier was like a spy thriller movie. It was really good. So that's what I'm saying. If you took out Iron Man 2, every single thing that changes, like with Black Widow, her character development is all in Winter Soldier. Like she has zero
she really
to no
does have
character development in Iron Man 2.
No, we see her go. We see who she is in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, it's literally like a timeline Easter egg.
Yeah.
Like if you really
Like
wanted to go back and watch Iron Man 2, you'd be like, oh my god, she's been there from the beginning.
Right. So, in Thor: The Dark World, and you were talking about this during your monologue, it's such a dark movie. It was kind of a monologue.
4 years
Yes,
ago,
it's called
I
Dark
was
World.
thinking about Dark World.
It is kind of a darker movie, but that's kind of.
I don't mean
where-
dark as in like a darker movie. I mean like the colors are literally dark. Like there's parts of the movie where it's almost black and white. And
It's
I hate it.
visually a dark movie.
Yeah.
The colors are muted.
Yes.
Yeah, like if you had that movie playing on an old TV where the color isn't that great, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Right.
It's like they turn the contrast way down.
If you look at it, that's kind of the way it's supposed to be because that's what the elves are trying to do.
I know. It's just like
Because
it's
they're
visually
definitely
not
dark.
appealing.
Yeah, they are elves.
It's visually not appealing though.
It's not. You're right, and it's definitely a different a different addition to what we have seen in the MCU thus far.
And did they go overboard in Thor 3? Yes. But would I much rather watch a coloring book than a sketch? Yes.
I can appreciate that.
It depends on how the coloring book is perceived.
Well, here's the thing, though. Thor 2 just kind of was, I will agree, it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
I don't think that we could look at Liam Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Thank you, Chris Hemsworth. I don't know why I was going to mix up.
I don't know how you got the good one mixed up with the one that's been in Ghostbusters.
Anyway, I think when we look at Chris Hemsworth in Thor 2, he still wasn't there yet. As an actor, he wasn't there yet. He was not Thor. When we look at Thor in any of the Avengers, or in any of the Avengers movies, here comes Thor. Like, damn, here's Thor.
Honestly, I would say Thor didn't hit his peak until Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Which is odd because a lot of people don't like that movie.
I loved it.
I actually really like Thor in that movie.
I like Thor in that movie. I'm not crazy about the movie itself, but I like Thor's character development in that movie because it humbles Thor a lot.
Yeah.
Up until then,
how many of these characters are assholes until they get humbled?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's a lot of the Avengers.
Yeah. Until then, Chris Hemsworth was Thor was immortal. He was untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was
at that time.
He was Prince of Asgard.
People saw him as an actual god, which in these movies, there's like 30 times where he's like, we're not gods. We're just more powerful than humans.
Yeah.
But then Thor 3 is like where he's kind of humanized.
Yeah, because there's people that he's almost level to the people that, you know, and
he literally crashes to the ground. Like.
Yeah, and I mean his hammer gets destroyed. That's a very humbling experience.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Because we watched Ragnarok in theaters.
Yeah.
So it was a fucking huge screen showing that his hammer just got destroyed.
They spoiled that in the trailer, though. That's what irritated me.
Yeah.
It was pretty irritating. There was no point in putting that. I mean, that kind of was.
If they didn't add, that's like the MCU's main problem is they always spoil shit in their trailers. And it's really
irritating. Like putting Captain America catching Mjolnir in Endgame in the credits.
They did. Because
they only did it after the movie was released.
That's what they did for Thor, though. It was the Blu-ray trailer that they did that for. They did the same thing for Endgame. The Blu-ray trailer was him catching it. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's because
don't show those best scenes. Like, yes, it gets people
out and people already spoiled it, so why not show the scene?
Because if people aren't spoiled for it and they're waiting that long for it to get on Blu-ray, then don't do it in a trailer.
It's literally all over the internet. So.
Exactly. Some people avoid the internet for a month so that they don't get it spoiled. So I think it's just shitty. Although they don't do it as bad as DC, who does it in the first trailer.
Yeah.
They always, it's
so bad. Show the best parts, and then you go watch the movie, and it's like, well, this was crap.
Yeah.
So one of the issues that I had in Thor: The Dark World is the fact that, number one, it was just all over the place.
Which one?
Thor: Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have one. It had one basic plot line, but all the other subplots underneath.
You just hate subplots, don't you? I'm agreeing with you for this one.
Yeah,
but you just hate subplots, don't you?
No, I don't hate subplots. I don't like them when they don't connect well.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think that they didn't connect well. I think they just didn't hit a bell. Like they just didn't hit that what we were looking for. And
I can actually agree with that.
Yeah. It was the same. It was kind of the same thing for Batman versus Superman. It's just like they connected. It just didn't connect how people wanted it to.
Yeah, and it kind of leaves you with, well, why did that happen? Why did they do this?
Yeah, because like if that stuff didn't happen, then you'd probably be confused with the ending they made. But like at the same time, they just don't do it right.
Right, and that was the problem with The Dark World, is that it was all over the place, and yeah, it came together at the end, but it came together sloppy.
Who was the director of Dark World?
It was Alan Taylor.
Who's the director of Iron Man 2? Was that Feige?
It was John Favreau.
Sorry, not Feige. Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau did all the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give that an excuse, but I think that Thor has Iron Man was literally the second movie. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't not like Iron Man 2. I think it's a good movie. I think it's an Iron Man movie. Like I don't think it connects.
It's definitely an Iron Man movie. And
yeah, it's just like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
It doesn't really connect at all. Like you see the aftermath and it's like that's cool, but it's like if you were to take that out, you would just be in a post-apocalyptic Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think it's one of those things where it's like I don't like movies that disconnect but also can be connected. And so I think Iron Man did that well.
Yeah.
Whereas Thor was disconnected. And it was weird that Thor had more of a connection to the MCU because the MCU was created at that time, but it felt more disconnected.
Right.
So I feel like it has less excuses for being shit than Iron Man 2 has for its little things that they got wrong.
Yeah. Iron Man 2 feels more, even though it is a typical Iron Man movie, because like you said,
yeah,
it's right after the first one, and they're trying to continue the story, and they're just starting to introduce the greater MCU. Because the end credits lead directly into the movie Thor, the first Thor movie.
Yeah.
And that's when they're just trying to build the MCU. Yeah, it's got a little bit
at that time, it wasn't even a universe. It was just like, oh, look, we might be doing a different movie that's not Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fledgling universe at the time, and you know, they were literally going off the success of the very first movie. But it feels more in tune with the universe, with the broader MCU.
Yeah.
Because there are callbacks later on in the rest of the MCU. There are callbacks in Endgame. There's callbacks in Civil War, and Age of Ultron, that connect to Iron Man 2 and an Iron Man. But it's really not those connections in Dark World.
The only one in Dark World that I can think of is in Dark World, that's whenever he starts having his dreams, right?
What do you mean?
Thor starts having his dreams just like Iron Man?
No.
No?
I think that's after Age of Ultron when Wanda messes with their head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah, so never mind.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Dark World. I thought that's where it started, in Dark World, and then they hark back to it where he's like, I've been having dreams too in Infinity War. But I guess not.
No. Thor the Dark World it's a Thor movie. It's a second Thor movie. But I feel they could have added a lot more into that. And they did have a callback in Dark World. I mean, they had Loki changed into Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, they also had Loki change into Dad.
Yeah. But that's not really, that's more Thor universe than it is MCU.
Right. I'm just saying, though, that, I mean...
But, I mean, you're having a movie that's riding off of the rest of MCU, so it's fine to have callbacks in it. But there's no callbacks to it.
Right.
Because there was nothing...
Because it didn't matter.
Right.
Technically, the only callback...
Disconnected.
The only quote-unquote callback that it has is that they still call the Reality Stone the Aether after it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact, though, that Loki was literally, like, probably the best character in the movie?
Yeah, I always love Loki.
I love Loki.
He's
such a dick, but I love him so much.
I can't wait for that show.
In every movie that he's...
hero. He's more of an anti-villain.
Right. And in every movie that he is present in, I'm like, okay, it's Loki.
I wouldn't even call him that.
I have a little crush on Loki, and he's not even cute.
Because he plays such a good villainous character the entire time, I feel like he's just a villain that paired up with a hero. Like, I don't even feel like he's a villain. He's just
I don't think he's really a villain. I think he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to describe it.
Because he's not a villain, but he's not a hero. He's
really
self-serving.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
He's not a villain. He's not trying to win for the bad guys. He's not a hero. He's not trying to win for the good guys. Loki is literally self-serving. He doesn't give a shit about either side.
He's the best chaotic neutral character.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah. And Tom Hiddleston just
Best of the Tom H's.
He shouldn't be that cute because he's not. Like, you have Thor, okay? You have freaking Hawkeye, right? You have all of these people, and there's Loki. And you're like, why is he so cute? Because he's not even that cute. But I love him.
He's got
pretty cute.
It's his attitude. It's his personality.
You ever seen that long face of his? He's pretty cute.
He's got that big old long nose, too.
Yeah.
He is kind of cute, though.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. You literally have Thor and Iron Man and Captain America, and everybody's like, oh my god, it's Loki.
All the people that you described are manly cute. He's not manly. He's not muscular.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
He could play Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely could play Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh my goodness. I'm so disturbed right now.
And then you've got Natalie Portman, who plays Jane Foster.
Not my favorite. Sorry. Can we pick a different actress?
I don't care about Natalie Portman. I don't care.
Can we like Megan Fox?
I don't have a
No,
problem.
Megan Fox is a horrible actress.
I don't have a problem with
She's horrible.
I don't have a problem with the actress. I have a problem with the character. Character had no value in that.
I have a problem with both, actually. I've never been a huge fan of Natalie Portman. And no hate.
She
Listen,
played Queen Amidala.
I understand that. No hate.
Padme.
Still sucks. So,
Yeah. No, did she play both?
Yes.
Hang on.
Literally the same person.
That's not.
Padme Amidala.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
I
was
was getting
Queen in the
fucking-
first movie.
I don't know how I get her confused with Leia because they're two different characters, but I do. They're the most confusing two in that entire series for me. There's no two people.
Literally
that get-
two different generations.
so
Exactly.
my thing is though that I wasn't a huge.
I don't get Luke and Anakin more mixed up than them.
I wasn't a huge fan of Natalie Portman even in Star Wars. I just don't. No hate. She's better than I am, but
Yeah, I don't know what your problem is with it.
I just don't think she's great.
I don't think I've ever had a problem with Natalie Portman.
I don't think she's great.
I think that in one movie she played a pretty good one, and then the other one
I don't
she
think she's
didn't.
great.
I don't.
She was.
Okay, you are getting annoying. You're not giving a reason.
I
Or
don't
even-
think her acting style is great. Number one, she was great. Okay, she was okay in Star Wars as Padme, but I did not enjoy her in the Thor movies. I thought she was whiny and annoying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that's the character. I think the character's shit.
I think the
character
character
doesn't
that
contribute
she
anything.
played. I think the way that the character was written
Mhm.
was kind of off-putting.
Like Thor can have a love interest because the whole point of it was that he's immortal and she's not, and shit happens.
Yeah.
That's the whole like crisscross that's supposed to happen there.
Yeah.
But they just didn't do
They
it
didn't
well at
flesh
all.
it out very well.
No. Like Iron Man has a love interest. Captain America has a love interest. Hawkeye has a love interest. I love all of their love interests. Thor has a shit one.
Yeah. And we don't see her for the rest of the MCU.
Nope. She's alive too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we don't.
Like she
After
just
Dark World,
disappeared.
she's gone.
She's alive during all the other movies. It was confirmed she survived the dusting.
Yeah.
She just wasn't in any movies.
Which actually kind of disturbed me. It actually bothered me a little bit, the fact that when we watched Endgame,
Yeah.
when we watched the first poof,
Yeah.
she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't part of that. And it bothers, I'm not a huge fan of her, but it actually bothers me because she was a huge part of Thor's story development.
Yeah.
Well, she also didn't dust. It was confirmed.
That's what
There
I'm
was no
saying,
scene with
though.
her.
Is when we look at Endgame 2, which was the aftermath, right?
So you have Infinity War, which was the
Sorry,
first one,
yeah.
and then Endgame.
Okay, so
Whoa.
when the first poof happens,
Endgame 2.
sorry,
That's gonna be whenever. That's gonna be whenever
fuck you.
Magneto comes in.
When the poof,
Endgame 2.
when the poof happens,
The poof. The dusting?
yes, no, it's a
Snap.
poof.
It's the snap.
It's a poof.
They don't call it the snap. They call it the dusting.
Whatever.
Either way.
When it happens,
Right, Alex?
okay, so we don't see it. We
Please don't
assume
answer.
she's still there, right?
We're so confused.
But then when we go back, we watch Endgame, and they see everybody like coping with and recovering from this episode, the fact that she wasn't part of it is kind of shitty.
Like, if she's still alive, why did Thor not seek her out?
If she's
Like,
still
she just-
alive, why did we not see shit about her?
Yeah, like she just dropped off the face of the earth
her
after
weird-
Dark World.
Assistant and the
But I mean, we're now starting to see, what's her name? Hold on, Darcy. We're starting to see
was that her
Darcy.
assistant?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was her intern. And now she's in WandaVision. She plays a big part in WandaVision.
I don't get WandaVision. I've literally come in like halfway through every episode you've watched, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched the one that came out on the 27th.
It's weird.
You have to watch it from the beginning.
I'm gonna have to because
Yeah.
what I came into last week,
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
I think they do call it the snap, but why would it be called the snap if only like 20 people knew that it was a snap that caused it?
Why would only 20 people know that a snap caused it?
because only 20 people were fighting him. Everybody else just turned to dust.
But
Maybe
it was more for the
say,
audience, I
hey,
think, than
yeah,
anything.
It's more for us than it is for the.
That just seems inconsistent.
Because in WandaVision, I think they actually confirmed that they called it the dusting.
The dusting?
Yeah, it was in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we
that's
call
weird.
it the snap because we know what it is.
Yeah.
Because he snapped, yeah.
Yeah, because it felt better. It's one of those things where, like, I love in movies whenever whenever the world has a different name for something, because it makes sense in that world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it has to be something that the population can recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the key elements of the MCU itself, is that they focus their attention on the world that they're in. The
But
universe
not
that they're in.
Jane.
Yeah, I still don't.
I
really
annoying.
don't know. I really don't even know why they had to confirm it on their confirmation list that they sent out.
I don't
But they had
either.
a confirmation list that said these people
We're dusted and these people weren't.
Because a lot of the people they might not even show on screen, so
Right.
people wanted to know about them. But it was like a shit ton of people that we even got to see in Endgame.
Yeah.
But they still sent out a confirmation list for it.
But why
Because,
confirm her if we can't actually just for like 30 seconds see her on screen dealing with her own crap afterwards?
Yeah, because
or someone checking in on her to make sure she's okay.
And some
I
people
don't know.
that
I feel like in with the
boyfriend.
Dark World, they kind of ended her story. Like,
Well,
okay,
he's a
Jane's
crappy
off doing what
boyfriend.
she does, and
But now
Thor
they're
is
bringing her
doing what
back
he's
for.
doing.
Now they're bringing her back for Lore, Love, and Thunder.
What is that?
Thor.
That is the
It's the
fourth
fourth.
Thor movie.
No,
Well, then he's literally.
isn't it him and other girl?
It's Jane Foster.
Okay, you know what then?
Because
He's
that's in
literally
the comics.
he's the worst boyfriend in the history of boyfriends ever.
They've never
They
followed
broke
the
up
comics.
the
They have all their own shit.
Doesn't
they broke
matter.
up in
When
Thor: The Dark World. Like, their relationship was over. Jane Foster's
Right.
character was done in Thor: The Dark World.
it
There's more
doesn't matter
important
though.
characters
That's
that
what I'm
they
saying.
can
They have a
come back
better
to.
character to be his love interest and also.
But at the end of
the
Dark
next
World, they're kissing.
Right. Well, either way.
They broke up though. They said it multiple times. So
Either way, she's still somebody that was important to him, and that was a huge event in
Yeah.
all of everybody.
They said
Why would he not go check on her? Like,
No,
he's a horrible
I think
person.
it would have just been weird if they added in Jane Foster to Endgame. Like, they're going through all these people. Why go to Jane Foster? Like, there's more important characters
I mean,
in a movie that already
agree
has
with
so
that,
many
especially
characters.
But they peeped in on a lot of people
Well, I'm
that
just-
weren't all that important.
I'm just
Like,
saying that like
if you're
there's no reason that they
saying
should
that,
have. But the
then why
reason
didn't
that they
Tony
did
go check
was-
on Aunt May? Why didn't, Happy go check on Aunt May? Why didn't Tony go check on Happy? Like, why didn't all these characters go check on all these other
Oh,
characters?
why
They would've
didn't Tony go
just-
check on Happy?
Because it
Because
wasn't
he was on a
important to the
fucking
story.
planet.
Yeah,
He
what are you
died.
talking about? Tommy was off world. At the
Yeah.
He died. But
Well, when he
Who
came
thought-
back,
Happy didn't get dusted.
no,
Happy
No.
was older in the
I love
Happy.
Spider-Man movie. So I don't
Happy
think he
is
got
literally my heart in all of those movies. But the fact is that in Endgame, we saw a peep into so many different, non-important people. You know what I mean? Like, we saw a window into so many people that were recovering. Why not somebody that we'd already
I
seen?
feel like we concentrated more on the main characters because you had Captain
No,
America.
no.
who-
No,
She's
we
right,
had,
because there was a Hawkeye's family.
yeah,
We were introduced to them at the same time that they were killed,
yeah.
and then
And then we saw that they were okay, so why would we not at least?
They,
And then-
they were snapped.
and then Pym's was the
That's
same
why
way.
he became Ronan.
Right.
The Pym family was the same way. We got to see all of them, and then they also got dusted.
Right.
But we saw the Pym family in Ant-Man 1 and 2. And we also
Yeah, that's what
saw...
I'm saying. They were just as much side characters as Jane Foster, but we got to see them get dusted.
Right.
Like
So
Jane Foster was just like, okay, bye.
right, like why didn't we at least get to see a glimpse of like maybe her intern or
That's what
the
Thor:
scientist
Love and Thunder's for.
no, I don't like it. I think it's stupid.
No,
I think
no, that's what we're saying is she was never mentioned for almost 18 movies now or something.
Yeah.
And now they're bringing her back.
Yeah. At least I think they are.
Yeah,
I don't
Because
think they are. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be him and that other girl, right?
she's 100% in Thor: The Dark World, or not Dark World, Thor: Love and Thunder. Like,
Jane.
Yeah, because she's gonna be the next
Hold on.
Thor. They confirmed that at Comic-Con.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
she
that's
walked
fine.
up on
Yeah.
the stage with the hammer.
Jane?
Okay. Natalie
you
Portman.
guys,
No.
you guys are being way too normal with this. Okay?
I didn't know.
Because not you, the two comic book people, right?
Thank you.
Marvel has always changed the comic books enough that we could have the Jane Foster name changed to whoever the fuck is the Valkyrie in Thor. Valkyrie could totally be the next Thor, would have no problem with it. Why the fuck does it have to be a person that hasn't been in 17
But it
movies?
says right here, Jane Foster.
Okay.
But it says right here, fucking stupid. I don't know if you're talking about.
I mean,
Hold on, two
Valkyrie's
questions.
already
Hold
the
on,
queen of
stop it.
Asgard.
Who's
And like in the
who's
comics,
Valkyrie?
Valkyrie is
Valkyrie's
the she was the chick that like kidnapped Thor in Ragnarok.
Thor 3.
That was the one in the junkyard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
easier.
reason
Okay.
for Jane to be Thor in the comics. There's not really a reason
like
for
it.
Valkyrie to be Thor.
No, you just said the most inconsistent sentence ever. There's a reason for Jane Foster to be Thor in the comics. You're right. There's not a reason for her to be one in these movies.
No,
She hasn't
that's
been in
weird.
fucking 12
She hasn't been in like.
No, in the
Since
comics,
they-
she has cancer, and Thor gives her the hammer so she can live. Maybe they're
Right.
setting that up, like, oh, maybe she was, like, not in those movies because she was deathly ill on her deathbed with cancer.
Yeah, but I
and
don't
she
care.
couldn't do much.
They didn't show scenes where I would care about that. That's what I'm saying. Marvel's
She
been
was
so
an
good.
important character at the time.
Marvel's been so diligent about making unimportant characters important over the years. Like just like Natasha, she was in 2 movies where she didn't need to be in them at all, just so she could be set up. But
too.
now, Iron Man 1 and 2.
She wasn't in Iron Man. She wasn't in Iron Man 1.
She was a secretary.
No, she was not. She was 1,000,000% not in Iron Man 1. Her first appearance
She
was
was?
in Iron Man 2.
Who?
Natasha.
Natasha Romanoff.
She was in Iron Man 2. She came in as a consultant, like assistant person for Pepper.
Well, that makes it even more shit. Never mind.
Yeah.
Man, Iron Man 2.
No, she wasn't in Iron Man 1.
No, she
Yeah,
came
Iron
in Iron Man 2 as that consultant for Pepper.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 could have been removed then.
That's where he discovered that she was part of the Avengers because she came in when he was talking to
I
Oh,
thought
wow,
it
she
was
was
Avengers.
in-
Jane Foster's not.
in 2 though.
Oh, it would have been.
Yeah, in Iron Man 2, Natasha was, for a brief time, Tony Stark's.
Yes, but then he walked in during that meeting with
Well, it would be even better if they went whole hog with it. She should have been the first
he
one.
called her out
there,
though.
And then you find out later that she's Natasha Romanoff. I feel like that'd be cooler. Man, these movies were really shit set up, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you don't have a full universe set up, you don't have an entire 20 movies or 10 years worth of stuff.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I feel like we idolize some things just too much. We're
Yeah.
normal people. Say that to a comic book person. Say that to somebody who's read every single one of those comic books. They'd be like, no, it's so good.
Well, the thing is,
No movies have ever been set up better.
we look at these with more objective points of view, and we actually listen to each other's arguments
mm-hmm.
to where,
This time we're arguing on the same side.
oh yeah, to where, Iron Man 2 is a great Iron Man movie. And yes, it sets up so many things within the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is so much stupid shit in Iron Man 2.
I will say, and this is another excuse for why Thor is way more shit. Their CGI is worse, even though they're later on. Iron Man 2 CGI I've always loved.
Iron Man has always had great.
Iron Man has always had great CGI for their suits, for like suiting up. Like holy shit.
Well, the thing is Jon Favreau
Mm-hmm.
is such a better director than most of the other ones that they've ever had. That Disney has ever had.
Yeah.
You look at his work in the entire MCU, and then you look at his work on The Mandalorian.
No. Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on The Mandalorian, and it's just the way that he does movies. You look at he did
Who cares about them?
live action. No, I'm talking about The Mandalorian. You look at the live action Jungle Book and live action Lion King.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The way that he does his movies and the ways that he sets it up.
2 movies that you thought were going to be shit until I told you to watch them. We spent a year arguing on The Lion King. You can't even lie.
And it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't, because it was good.
But the way that he does his movies far exceeds almost anybody else. The way that he does his fantasy movies.
Yeah.
Far exceeds just about anybody else that is out there. He has such a down-to-earth, analytical, this is how I want it done, this is how we're going to do it, type of mind frame.
Yeah.
He is almost akin to George Lucas in that fact. George Lucas is like, I want this. Figure out how we're going to do it.
He did
Thus the invention of the blue screen. Jon Favreau's like, I want this. This is how we're going to do it.
He also directed the pilot for Young Sheldon.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's why it started off so good.
Damn. You know, and Jon Favreau is just, he's an
I love
amazing
Jon
director.
Favreau.
And he's such a great actor, too.
Yeah. I've had love for
I
him
think there's
since
certain
Swingers. I
directors
don't
that
even
just
care.
have that vision when it comes to like sci-fi fantasy movies.
Yeah.
He was like
He
24
actually
years old.
directs a shit ton of pilots.
Yeah.
Like, he tries to get them going, and then it's like, here you go.
Yeah. That's what he does.
It's so good.
And that's who Jon Favreau is. You know, and that's why Iron Man 2, in my opinion, far exceeds Thor.
Well, yeah,
Iron
it
Man
definitely has
2
better directing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
storytelling.
First ever good movie he did,
Uh-huh.
Elf.
Yeah.
He directed Elf.
Yeah.
I love Elf. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my god, I love that.
I think what Thor the Dark World has over Iron Man was the potential it had. But the way they executed it, it just didn't like flow
I thought it was
right.
boring.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying. It's just like they didn't have an excuse. They were
No,
so further
They
into
totally
the story.
set
They
up
had
the
so many
whole
resources.
imposter Thor thing in Thor the Dark World, because like
Yeah.
that's why she goes to Asgard is because she is sick. Like in the comics, she's sick and she goes to Asgard to like heal and stuff. But in Thor the Dark World, she just goes to Asgard just to go there.
Well, she goes there to get fixed.
Also, something that completely negated fucking Dark World altogether was that in Endgame they could extract that shit with a needle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Should have gone to the
what
Avengers.
was the point? Because
Yeah,
Thor can go into space all he wants. All he had to do was go find one junkyard and be like, oh, here's a syringe. Like, it's not like Rocket is like.
You should have just gone to Tony Stark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. It's not like Rocket works with like extremely high tech shit for space.
No, but he works with different shit.
He does,
Yeah.
but Rocket works like with the minimal of
Yeah.
different shit.
Yeah,
Because he's poor and like a junkyard raccoon.
Yeah, the thing that he works with is literally what a raccoon scientist would work with.
Yeah.
It's not like it's high tech shit.
No. The thing that I liked about one of the things that I really liked about Thor
It's a problem with
over
Endgame.
Iron Man. What's that?
I think that's a problem with Endgame. And I caught like
There's
half
a lot
of
of-
it
there's a
from
lot
my mom, but the whole pulling it out with syringe is like an Endgame problem, not really a Thor the Dark World problem.
Yeah, it's kind of a plot hole.
Yeah, but it's like one of those
That's
things
what
where
the Endgame created.
Rocket.
They were just
It's
like,
a-
oh, we need to get this out. Rocket is smart and he does things. But
Yeah,
like,
It's not,
Dark
but it's not
World
just
didn't
Rocket.
really
It's Iron Man and god damn it, who's the Hulk?
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Those two people were also helping in Endgame, which means that if you just put those two minds together and be like, hey, can you guys come up with a needle that can get this out of this person?
that was
They
plot,
can-
that was a plot device for Avengers Endgame. Like
Yeah.
at the time when Thor the Dark World was made, the only way to extract the ether was to do something, I don't remember. But you
Was the
can't
Dark
just get it
Elf.
out through a needle.
Malachi.
Right, but if you look at
But you can.
right,
They were
so
like,
if you look
"We
at
would
Tony
like
Stark,
to go."
Bruce Banner, and then you look at Vision, who wasn't Vision at the time, but still,
The thing is
those three could have definitely been like, oh yeah, I got this.
But they weren't thinking about that when they made Thor the Dark World.
That's what I'm saying.
and
That's
he
what I'm
wasn't-
saying. Is like
and you gotta
Endgame.
look at-
Endgame. It's not just a plot hole for Endgame. it's also a plot hole for the Dark World that they made through Endgame. Endgame completely negated the entire movie Dark World.
It did.
Yeah.
The thing is, so Thor wasn't thinking. He knew that this was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know what it was until he took her to.
He knew who could fix it.
Yeah, so he took her to Asgard, and he knew that Asgard's doctors or medical people or healers were better than those on Earth, and had a broader understanding of the universe, and he knew that was not of Earth.
Yeah, but it's like it's just.
Yeah, it was literally a plot device for the Dark World.
He knew what to take it to because that was where it came from, was the Dark Elves, and so he took it to the Dark Elves.
But they didn't know about that until after the story.
Exactly, but they were like, oh, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we could have just avoided this with a needle.
Yeah.
It's like Endgame makes a lot of things stupid. And it's only because they're in the future, so it's like, oh, well, we only thought of this now, so it makes it easier to obtain it. But at the same time, it makes older movies stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Endgame should have almost been like its own two-parter where it's still challenging to get these things.
Yeah.
To get Infinity Stones, the stones of the universe, the stones of creation. But, you know.
Yeah.
You see, what you could have done in Endgame was, I don't know, go back to, like, before Thanos snapped in Infinity War, where all the stones are in one spot, and just fought him there, whenever you have, like, double the amount of Avengers.
And went for his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have just gone for his head, and
do what they did in the beginning of Endgame. Like, go for him, don't let him do nothing, and then just take the stones. Oh, but no, we have to go to 400 million places because we're lazy writers.
Well, no, the thing is that they're writers making an action movie, but it doesn't make it smart.
No.
And
they had to fill 2 hours.
Yeah, because if they
had a time machine, they literally could have gone back to right before Thanos snapped and just chopped his head off.
It's not a practical time machine. It's just a time machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, yes, that would have been a very easy movie. I get why they didn't, obviously.
Yeah.
Because if they did, then we wouldn't have had a really long movie, and it wouldn't have been fun at all.
And we wouldn't have had the emotional ending that we did.
That sucked.
But it's dumb.
So one of the things that I liked about Dark World over Iron Man was the cast. So you have Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Later on, as he develops his character more, he is a lot better.
Yeah.
But he plays a good Thor.
Like, he was not very great in Thor 1.
No.
He was actually pretty boring.
Yeah. But in Thor
the bleached eyebrows was terrible.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But in Thor 2, he plays a good Thor.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman, she's right there. Tom Hiddleston?
I really don't have a problem with her acting. She's just a person. Like,
yeah, I mean, she's not a fantastical actress.
Yeah,
but she's not shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say her acting shit. I've never had a problem with her.
No.
I've never looked at her and been like, man, that's just not acting.
And then you have Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki.
I love his charisma.
I love his character. He plays that character with so much gusto that it's like, oh my God, you were absolutely made to play this character.
Which is weird because if you see him in other stuff, he doesn't even act like that.
No.
He's just really good at acting for Loki.
Yeah. And then you have Anthony Hopkins, who is a legendary actor. Legendary. Plays Odin perfectly.
My favorite scene with him is just, they're arguing and he just fucking snarls and shouts at them.
And then
that would be my favorite scene forever.
And then you have Christopher Eccleston, who plays Malekith. He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
He played the Ninth Doctor in the reboot of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
He also played the bad guy in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
And he's played a couple other roles since then, and he's really good in everything that he plays.
Except this.
He did well with what he had.
Yeah. I think that they made it, like, I get how, because Lord of the Rings does this. Lord of the Rings has elves that are very emotionless, there's the version of the elves that stray away from emotion. They're very they're almost like Vulcans. They're kind of logical.
Yeah.
They are in tune with their emotions, but that's why they're so emotionless. Is because they know exactly how to act, when to act. They're not rash.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of the elves who are completely the opposite. They're very rash. They're very all over the place. That's in The Hobbit. You haven't seen this, but wood elves are very wild.
Okay.
In this, it's kind of just like, just make them emotionless. And it's like, that's all they're going off of. That's all their actor motivation is.
Yeah.
You're just not going to have emotions.
But he does it fairly well.
Yeah.
And then you have...
It just makes a very boring character, you know?
Yeah. And then you have Idris Elba.
Yeah. I've always loved Heimdall.
Heimdall is such a phenomenal character throughout the Thor movies.
The thing is, though, I've always loved his... I've never loved his costume design. That's why I love him in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Because you get to see like his dreads, and he looks like a badass.
Yeah.
He looks like...
I don't like the whole torn thing.
Is he the same person that played Blade?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, because he looks like those two characters with their eyes.
Yeah.
Look the exact
Blade is
same.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
We need him in another movie.
Yeah.
But.
And then you have Rene Russo as Frigga.
No, he's the other badass. He played in Hobbs and Shaw. Idris Elba.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in the new Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have
the cut or two?
Snyder cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, he's gonna be in the
no.
James Gunn, the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, the new one.
Is it two?
It's just remake.
It's
Okay,
like
I was about to say.
reboot.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's fine.
And you have
As long as we're not just continuing with the story that was already there.
No.
Because holy shit.
Yeah, Rene Russo as Frigga, who's Thor's mother,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who is a closet badass.
She's perfect, actually.
And then you look at her in this movie, and she's literally fighting Malekith,
Yeah.
and it's just like, holy shit.
No,
I
she's
not want
perfect
to-
in that role.
Yeah, and so we've got 10 minutes left.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
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 We argued for a long time.
Stellan Skarsgård as Eric Selvig, who's a phenomenal actor.
Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so is his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays Pennywise in the
Yes.
Skarsgård family.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like about Thor, the Thor movies, and it's right in line with the Viking mythology.
We love the Viking mythology.
Yeah. And it's the fact that,
The correct one.
yes,
Yeah.
women are so revered in these cultures. They are warrior maidens. Literally, that's what they are called. Warrior maidens that
Well,
fight.
that's what Valkyrie means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fight beside their husbands, that fight beside their brothers, that fight beside their fathers and their mothers. And they are as respected, if not more, than the male warriors of that culture.
Yeah,
FYI, America, we could go there.
Yeah, at that
I mean,
time,
I think we need to.
at that time, it was just very, in all cultures, everything was very gender neutral. There was no gender above.
No.
I don't know that it was neutral, but it was definitely equal.
It was gender equality, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not though.
No,
It was
because
definitely-
you didn't have the softness. You still had the softness of
Moms.
the mother. You still
Yeah.
had that motherly love.
But she was just as revered and just as feared as
He was.
the
That's
king.
Odin.
Yeah.
And fathers did, if they weren't going to raid or battle, fathers did take care of their sons and their daughters.
They did, yes. Yeah, but you still
And
had
that's where the
that.
equality comes in. It wasn't looked at like, why is he doing that? It was, he's doing what needs to be done. That was what it was.
And you still saw the motherly love, especially with Loki,
Yeah.
Yes.
because Frigga never stopped loving Loki, whereas and never had any hatred in her heart for Loki, whereas Odin disowned Loki.
Yeah.
The only difference is that the Asgard in this kind of was more of a Greek kind of setting. There was a lot of art. There was a lot of wine.
It was very much
I get that it was-
Norse mythology
I get
with
that it
a
was
touch
Asgard,
of Greek in there, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it was just
But-
it was a little less Viking mythology for the
When I
Asgard.
see Asgard in the MCU, I think of the Roman Empire.
Yeah. There's a bit too much Marvel for my liking.
Yeah. Not enough Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I feel like they could have really touched on that more with Thor 1 and 2.
Yeah. And even in 3.
Well, they could
Yeah.
have. They definitely could have. He could have been so much more if they would have gone down that road.
Yeah.
It was definitely nothing like they definitely didn't even do their research for these movies like they did for the new AC Valhalla game that came out. The amount of research put into that game is astonishing. I want to be able to pack load it into my brain. But obviously Thor they're just hyping up what the comics are. You have to research the comics. And so a lot of that is inconsistent because of the comics go off of a lot of not only stereotypes for Viking mythology, but also a lot of stereotypes for mythology in general and Thor and all that.
Yeah, it's like the Disney version of
Pocahontas.
well of all of those mythologies.
Yeah.
It's super quick and it's super condensed, but there's not a whole lot of truth behind it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we are coming down to the last few minutes. So I think we've all come to a consensus that Iron Man 2 was better than Thor: The Dark World.
Absolutely.
They're both not shit movies,
No.
but
if I think about my worst Marvel movie, it's Dark World.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. For the time period when they came out
Mhm.
and the fledgling universe that they were in, they're both really good additions. They're both good additions.
Mhm.
Iron Man 2 is definitely better.
Yeah.
It is 3 years earlier, and it is, the second movie in the Marvel Universe.
A lot less resource, a lot less things to write off of.
Yeah, yes. But it's still so much better than Thor. They could have had a lot more Easter eggs in Thor than they could have, than they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so,
Do your spiel, sir.
Okay, so we are at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We are not having a note by note on Friday.
Next week, though, we will. As
So,
far as I know, next week we will absolutely, no matter who the hosts are.
okay, so this week we are not, but
Yeah.
next week we are.
Yes.
Okay,
Unfortunately, Guy in Glasses is recovering from an injury.
yeah. So, Sunday, however, we are having a movie of the week, and I'm going to hear a lot of moaning and groaning, but we are.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
We're doing the Tom and Jerry movie,
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's fine.
so
I don't know.
it is out on
I've been wanting to
theaters and on HBO Max. It's been out. It will be out for at least a week by the time we review it on Sunday. So,
Yeah. Godfather, you've been watching that HBO Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch it. I love Tom and Jerry.
We're going to watch it.
We're
We're
gonna
going to
watch
do it. And it's going to be a family night. I'm going to make freaking popcorn. Yay.
Sweet. Saturday night.
Yay.
So Alex, are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So I expect to have Alex with us on Sunday night. Oh.
We're gonna force Miss Ann to watch it too. So I mean, there you go. No, we're not. Miss Ann will not be joining us on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Okay. All right. I want to thank all my hosts tonight with me. Alex, thank you for joining us from Michigan.
No problem.
Miss Angel, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Austin, as always, thank you for being here with us and running the Facebook Live portion of the show. We always appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank all of our listeners, followers, and supporters. We do appreciate all of you. And we hope that you appreciate the shows that we put out. Support your veterans, fire, police, and EMS. They're out there every day putting their lives on the line for you. Don't judge being 99% by the 1%. I say it every week, and I still see, things come across my feed that say, F these people, F these people.
ACAB.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody in the government is listening by chance, you better start treating those soldiers better.
If anybody in the government by chance is listening, where's my fucking money? Where's my stimmy? I want stimmy.
Because my brothers and sisters in arms eating fucking rotten meat with blackened worms in it.
What?
It's not acceptable.
What? Wait, hold on. We got we got 2 minutes. What?
Anyway, as always, be smart. We want you back here every night that we broadcast on Curiosity Media. Every Sunday night for Movie of the Week. Every Tuesday night for Falling from Grace Podcast. Every Wednesday night for the Cinephiles. And every Friday night for Sub by Moon.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe, where's my stimmy?
My name is Dan. I hope you all enjoyed it. We love you guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you on Sunday.
I'll see you on Tuesday. We'll probably be talking cancel culture. Still want my stimmy, though. Where's my money? Where's my money, man?
Younger Futhar is always better than elder Futhar.
Mhm.
All right. We all hope you have a great rest of the week. We love you guys. Have a good night. We are leaving you with less love.
Elder Futhar is just a bunch of runes.
Strip it down, it's just you and me. You cut me off and say you're tired of talking. It's not as if we can't agree, but you've lost your will to fight. You're packing up all your things to leave, and these will be our last words. Then the chance will be lost, and I ain't too proud to cry.